All right, I'm gonna go over a simple money lending business for you guys to understand how this works. All right. The first thing you want to do is you got to get yourself some capital together. You're gonna need cash. All right, because obviously this is it's a no paperwork type deal. Okay, and you're gonna want to get yourself in the neighborhood of about $5,000. You could probably do it with less, but I usually don't go under. I won't go under $1,000. All right, but per person. So let's just say you start out with $5,000 and you end up getting yourself a $1,000 customer together. Okay, and before they take the money, you got to make sure that they understand the deal, and you need to make sure that they sign their name, because they know what they're getting into before they take the money. I prefer they not take the money if they don't understand that this can lead them into trouble if they end up that they don't pay what's owed weekly. And I'm going to get into that. All right. What's owed it's called the VIG, and it's owed every week. It's not like a typical credit card or a bank statement or something like that where they give you a monthly slip in the mail and you send them a check. The VIG is due every week. All right, depending on how many points you lent that money on. All right, so for instance, if it's a 10-point deal, it's $100 a week. That $100 is owed for them to borrow that $1,000. Not that $100 does not go towards the $1,000. For instance, if they pay you $100 on Friday, they still owe you. Next week they owe you $100, plus they still owe the $1,000 that they borrowed. All right, and this is almost typical. What they try to do is they'll say, "Well, listen, this week, I'm gonna go ahead and pay you $250." I don't take it. I will not take any extra money other than that $1,000, because the object for the business owner is to never get that $1,000 back. Your object is to keep them paying that weekly VIG every Friday. That's the object, and that's the thing that most people can't understand, and this is how it differs from a typical loan. All right? So if they come in and you got them and you're getting them $100 a week, obviously over time that's going to pay off quite well for you and your business. The one key factor, and you got to remember this, is they're also going to try this. Well, I only got 50. Let me pay you 50. Let me pay you 50 on Tuesday, and then I'll try to get another 50 for Friday. I don't want to do partial payments. I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that shit. I want the $100 on Friday. If not, then you're late. And see, then what we'll have initiated is now the points are going to start going up if you're late. And you're late if someone comes in to my office and they've got $99.99 and they drop that on my desk, they're late. It's $100, not $99.95, not $89.95. It's $100, not $101. I won't take the dollar. I won't take it, because then you get into that whole he said, she said thing, and then things get all confusing. All right. Over time, what's going to happen is if you're successful with this, obviously you're going to need an opposing force in order to retrieve some of those funds. So let's face it, some of these people out there who are borrowing this money aren't going to be the best and brightest, and they're not going to be, they're going to fall into hard times or whatever, and they're going to start thinking that their phone bill or whatever else is more important than your money every week, which it's not, because obviously, I don't care if they don't pay another bill. They pay that bill on Friday. They can be late on your rent. You can be late on your rent. I don't care. Every Friday, I want my VIG. You got to have it here every Friday on time. If not, you're late. And it's negotiated ahead of time, so they know what they're getting into. If they end up becoming late after you've already hit them with the penalties, what you do is more times than not, you're going to get some greaseball is going to come into your office, depending on where you live, and they're going to start making you kick up. All right, that's just the nature of this business, and when you're hanging around with shady people, they're going to get involved. All right, and a lot of times this can be a good thing. All right, because then from then on out, any problems that you have they're going to take care of them. You're not going to have to hit nobody. You're not going to have to smack nobody around or any of that kind of stuff, because they're going to take care of those things for you. All right. So in a sense, it's kind of worth having their backing, because obviously up front they're going to be upset that you were doing it in the first place, because they've kind of locked in this business. But once they become your partners, see, then they'll end up taking care of all those problems for you. All right. So in retrospect, it actually works out. It's a pretty good deal once they become involved, because then you have their backing. And the best thing about it all, the whole thing, is they don't want to see you in jail. So they're not gonna. They want to take care of that kind of stuff for you, because they want you to keep getting those customers, to keep bringing them their money every month, so that they're getting their hands in the action. That's the incentive for them to keep you running and keep you operational, because that's how they make their money. So that's that business in a nutshell.
I'm moving out.